Do you like me?
Just like me.
Like MeTV Fresno on Facebook. Get the latest news, interact with others, watch videos, become a fan of me. Exclusively brought to you by Ventura TV.
Hi, I'm John Malos, and welcome to this live edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV. On this Tuesday morning, the focus is on business, of course, and we're live on Comcast 187 and 43.6 if you have an antenna. Remember, you can call in on the program today, 436 MeTV option 11, but also keep in mind, you've got to turn the sound down on your television set, or else we'll run into a problem like we did yesterday. We won't be able to hear you. You won't be able to hear us. But call in. The focus today on business will surprise you. It's a business that's been around a long time. Back with our program in just a moment.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
And we're back here on the showroom floor at Ventura TV. The focus today is on business, and we're talking about a business that has been around a century, 100 years. The anniversary is this year, celebrating 100 years in business right here in downtown Fresno. It's amazing to think how long ago that was. And you might be thinking to yourself right now as you look back to 1913, gee, I wonder who the President of the United States was. I wonder what was going on back in 1913. That is a very, very good question, my friends, and I'm glad you asked. Let's go to the videotape. I'll show you what business I'm talking about. By the way, the answer is Woodrow Wilson, who served 2 terms, 1913 to 1921, during which time he signed the Federal Reserve Act into law. He was in office before, during, and after World War I. But it was during that time, the first term, that the Electric Motor Company opened its doors for the very first time in downtown Fresno, and over the course of time evolved into a landmark that's still around today. The place survived 2 world wars. The Great Depression has stood the test of time despite changes in the name, location, and certainly ownership. No question about it. Think about this, though. The Electric Motor Shop opened for business before World War I. It opened for business about a year or so after the Titanic sank, and 1 year before Babe Ruth started playing Major League Baseball, shortly after Fenway Park was built, and shortly after the inaugural Indianapolis 500. The motor shop was owned and operated for more than 60 years by Frank Caglia, an Italian-born immigrant who came to Fresno by way of Ellis Island in New York City, in the New York Harbor, of course. Live in our studio right now is Sally Caglia. Her father was Frank Caglia. She is his daughter, of course. She is still there. She works at the motor shop. She is part owner of the motor shop, and we are here to take your phone calls, and you can call in and ask Sally a question if you like. This is an amazing place. 100 years. How did this place survive 100 years? With the Great Depression, the 2 world wars, the recent recession we had back in 2007/2008. We'll ask all the questions to Sally Caglia. She feels very fortunate to still be around, of course, this business being around for more than 100 years now, a little more than. Your phone calls, 436 MeTV option 11. Remember, hey, turn down the sound before you call in or we won't be able to hear you. We're back with our exciting show here on Connect with Me in just a moment.
Now, why don't you tell us the whole story right from the beginning? All right, from the beginning. This is the city, Los Angeles, California. My name's Friday. I carry a badge. Police officers.
You any idea who the other man was?
My partner's Bill Gannon.
Program?
We got just one big question.
Yeah.
When?
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
So just think back in time. About a year or so after the Titanic sank is when this business started right here in the city of Fresno. I mean, we look around Ventura TV and we think, wow, this place has been around here since like 1951. Well, you know what? Our focus today, the business has been around since 1913, my friends, before my parents were born. Sally Caglia is here. How are you, Sally?
I'm
good
good,
to see
thank
you
you.
again.
Nice to be here, John.
Mind-boggling stuff. You know, the Indianapolis 500 started in, 1911?
Right.
Ray Haroon won the first race. A couple of years later, the electric motor shop opens up here in
It sure
Fresno.
did.
Do you think about that sometimes?
Sometimes I do, and I especially appreciate looking at some of the old pictures of the first shop, which initially was called Central Electric. And it was on the corner of Kern and Chuck Chansey Alley
And right now it's located.
at Monterey and Fulton Street. It was moved there in 1947.
Yeah, yeah. But the history, I mean, so let me ask you, I asked this in the intro to myself. I was talking to myself in the intro. So how have you survived this long in terms of 2 world wars, the Great Depression, the recent economic downfall in 2007 and 8, and this place is still around? How did that happen?
Well, I think that Dad laid the groundwork for a good education for managing a business. And my brother Dick, who is our CEO and general manager, we all learned good lessons as kids growing up in the business, has been an excellent manager, and our staff has been wonderful, and we've just pulled together.
What's the key, do you think? Give us one of those lessons that you learned from your father.
Well, for
of
one,
how
you
to
don't.
keep this thing afloat during bad times.
Well, the one thing is you don't go out and buy new cars and new houses and squander the money. You save it and take care of your employees and your customers. They come first. And when they realize that, that's the backbone of your company, is
So
your employees and your customers.
During good times, you don't go out and splurge.
No,
You save.
that's right. And you invest that in your employees and your business, and you give quality customer service to your customers. And I think that's one of our signature, or 2 of our signature lessons at Electric Motor Shop, is we take care of our employees and we treat our customers well.
That's a good lesson for
Yeah.
anybody to learn. Even
Yeah.
if you're managing your household finances, that's a
That's-
really good lesson.
Yes.
So let's put up a picture of Frank Caglia, your father. He did
Bring
not
a smile on my
start the
face.
business, right?
No, he did
Okay,
not.
talk to me. We see the picture of Frank up there right now. So he's an immigrant. He comes to this country from Italy when? What year?
He arrived in Fresno as an 8-year-old in 1920.
Okay.
And the family settled on the west side, where most of the Italian immigrants located. He attended school at St. Alphonsus, and it was at St. Alphonsus that he was hired on the steps there at church by Mary and Edmund Elsie, who had started Central Electric. And they were looking for a young man to come sweep the floors and stack the wire and, just do delivery and inventory sort of things. And it just...
So that was your father that they were looking for, actually.
That's exactly right. That's exactly
So is that
right.
how your father started there at the
That's
electric
how
motor
he
company?
started.
All right.
And as he matured and got older and took lessons in accounting and business, Mr. and Mrs. Elsie gradually started turning more and more of the operations over to Dad. And then
Why do you think that is?
I think because of Dad's work ethic, his integrity, and
They trusted him, huh?
they did. Implicitly, they did. Yes.
And so how did it come to pass that your father became the owner? He owned the place for what, 60 plus years?
Well, I think the paperwork was initiated in the early 40s, around 1942, and was culminated in about 45, 46. I don't have the exact dates on it, but that's kind of the timeline. And then the company moved from Kern Street to Fulton and Monterey at its present location, which, by the way, the building was a Nash Rambler building initially, when the shop was moved over there. And by 47, he had bought the company out, and it's been in the family since then.
Really interesting. We have a couple of photos. Let's put that first one up. It's a black and white photo of the motor shop, and you can explain what year, what circa was this, would you surmise?
I would guess that's probably about 1952, 54, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. And the location here was?
It's still Fulton and Monterey,
Okay,
and you'll
all
see
right.
there's a little house next door to it.
Yes, I do see that.
Okay, well, that house now is gone, and that's where our new motor shop are.
All right, next photo. It's a color photo there. What year
Okay.
was that?
I would say that's probably around 1964,
Okay.
somewhere in there.
Okay. The Electric Motor Shop. What a
Yeah.
great story. Incredible story. We do have a call coming in. Caller, you're on the air. What's your question?
John, and to Sally, question, maybe a couple of them. Kind of put you on the spot here a little bit. Why, it's not a very nice question, why are you still downtown? I'm going to revise that. There must be something about being downtown that you like. That's one question. And are you for traffic being opened on the mall? Do you feel that would maybe even help you more for customers?
Great
retail?
question.
Okay, then that's it, Sally. Keep up the good work. God bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, so why are you
To
still
answer
downtown?
your first question,
Yeah.
well, because we have our supply house is across the alley from us on the corner of Fulton and Broadway. Our motor shop is on Fulton and Monterey, and we're just comfortable and complete there. We were able to acquire a warehouse to do some of our inventory storage, but the location being right off the freeway, it's just been good for us, and we've expanded the office into our corporate offices, and it's just a comfortable place to be.
All right, got another phone call, but I want you to answer the second
Second
part
question?
of that. Yeah, part of that question in just a second here. Good
Okay.
morning, caller. You're on the air. What's your question?
I really don't have a question. I just wanted to compliment Sally with the pictures. I used to work for her father at the Warner's Theater.
Oh.
My brother and I both did, and I just wanted to compliment her on her father's accomplishments.
Thank you very much. We're quite honored and proud to be able to carry his name and continue to do well in the community. Thank you very much.
And I remember when I first went to work for him, it was in 1974, working for my brother. We relamped the whole chandelier at the Warner's Theater for him.
No kidding.
And he took all the light bulbs that we took out, in the hundreds of them, and he took them out to the Orange Avenue dump, crushed them, and melted down the brass and saved the brass.
That's why the
guy.
company's still around.
Yeah,
I would
he was-
love
he-
to. I would love to have you call me at the office and
Okay.
share a little of that history, because I'm putting together a little history for the venue. So I would appreciate that.
And your
Yes,
number,
of course.
so he can call?
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that, because I worked there from 1974 till about 1982.
Fantastic.
So those were some good years, and I used to arrange for him to come down on Sundays. I'd open up the theater.
Oh, he
so
loved to
could
play
the
there on
organ.
Sunday. Yep, that pipe organ is the reason that the building is still
Yeah,
standing.
that's the only reason why he saved the theater.
Yes, that's right. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
so-
Please call me.
Okay, thank you very much, Sally, and I loved your father very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Great story.
Thank
Hey,
you.
that was a wonderful call. You must
Yeah.
feel very proud, huh?
I beam every time.
Yeah, yeah. So the second part of the other caller's question was, okay, what do you think about opening up Fulton Mall?
I am
Good
wholeheartedly in favor of it. Yes.
Because
as it is now, a lot of the business.
how's that going to help your business?
I don't think that it will impact our business, because we
Okay.
are on the other side.
All right.
41 splits us in half there on Fulton.
Okay, yeah.
So we're on the east side of 41.
All right.
But being a big supporter of downtown and the P-Bid, and having the venue, the Warner's Theater, as one of the cornerstones of the community, I think by opening it up, it's going to allow, and I must say that with the thought of the investments, there are already investors that are ready to come downtown and revitalize a lot of those buildings, restore them. And I think that the markets that can be opened downtown, not to compete with your big shopping centers, that's not what we're about downtown, but
Yeah.
to be able to offer, sidewalk restaurants and galleries and cafes
Right.
and boutiques.
Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead with your question.
Yes, I was a caregiver for Mr. Caglia, and it was such an honor, such a pleasure to work with him. And I just can't tell you how much it meant to me at that time. He still went to work. I couldn't believe it. He was an awesome man, and I'm greatly honored to have been able to know him.
Thank you so much. You brought tears to my eyes with that. Thank you.
Now, your father passed away. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Your father passed away when?
He passed away in 2007.
2007. Not all that long
Yeah, he was
ago.
95 years old.
95. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
Sally Caglia is here of the Electric Motor Company. Been around 100 years, my friend. 100 years. 436 MeTV option 11. Turn down the sound in your TV set. That place opened up a year after the Titanic sank. That's an amazing story. Back with you and your phone calls and our guests in a moment.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Whirlpool appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Touch the new Whirlpool Ice Collection. It offers a modern style made to create an inspiring kitchen experience. Save big on this Whirlpool Black Ice or White Ice kitchen. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
It happens every time. I make them cry right here on the show. It's me. It's right, Sally?
Yes,
it's me.
yes.
I made you cry. I wasn't trying. We weren't trying to do that.
No,
we were just
but
happened.
The
But you should be
sentimentality
proud.
of it, I am.
You should be
I
proud.
think that's part of the reason that he was
Yeah.
such a sweetheart and
Yeah.
good to everyone.
I know.
He really was.
All right, listen, we got to put a disclaimer up on the show. Today is the focus on business, and we are very proud here at Ventura TV to have been around 51 years to serve you and your needs. And certainly our guest today, Sally Caglia, very proud to have a company that's been around 100 years to serve your needs. And so we're here to say that, you know, we've been around 51 years. We like to promote other businesses that have been around as long or longer, and in this case, an entire century. So that's why today's focus is on business and the Electric Motor Company. By the way, we didn't pay Sally to come here, and she didn't pay us. It's of our own free will and hers too. Another phone call coming in. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me, and your question for Sally Caglia.
Wow, a lot of love coming out for Frank Caglia this morning, and I'd like to toss mine in there too. Great guy, a titan in the valley. Little guy, but big reputation and really good reputation. John considered doing a theme show, Caglia the Collector. Could Sally talk about her dad's propensity for hanging on to stuff, collectibles from the valley, relics of Fresno and the vicinity, just a little bit. Thank you.
Yeah, we could do that.
Wow.
Your dad collected stuff, huh?
Yes, he did.
Was he a hoarder?
You know,
You've seen that show on cable TV,
yes,
right?
I've seen that show.
Okay.
You could almost say he was a hoarder, but he was more into protecting significant
History.
and,
Right.
and preserving things. Coming from Italy like he did,
But he grew up with nothing.
nothing. They grew up with nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Probably didn't even have shoes.
Well,
Barely had clothes.
they had shoes. Just
Barely.
to show you how humble they were,
Yeah.
it took them 3 days by donkey cart to get from their village in Italy to the ship to come to America by
Yeah.
donkey cart.
Yeah.
3 days.
Yeah. Listen, we better get back on
yes,
track
we
here
should
and
get back
talk-
on business.
And talk about the motor shop.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit about what the motor shop does.
Okay, well, one of our major focuses, actually we have three. We have a supply house with everything from pipe and wire to wire nuts.
Where is that supply house located?
It's across the alley from Motor Shop, right
That's
down
the one that you were talking about
on the
earlier.
corner of Monterey and Broadway.
Okay.
And then
That's the repair shop, right?
the repair shop is attached and adjacent to the corporate offices at Fulton and Monterey.
Right. And this is video of the repair shop, I believe, right
That
here.
is correct. That is
Is
correct.
it not?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And
And
it's, and in here you do what?
We repair motors, anything from fractional size to 15 horsepower, and we can also provide new equipment. We do generator repair, not engines, but the generator part of it.
Now, when you say motors, what type of motors are we talking about?
We're just talking about motors that run heavy equipment and pumps.
Okay.
And you can see there, that's a pump.
How big a place are we talking about, this repair shop here?
I think there's probably about 10,000 square feet in it.
Really? And quite a few workers
And
in here?
yes, we have 8 full-time motormen working, as well as maintenance, motor maintenance,
Now,
and service call individuals.
Are these full-time employees? That it seems to me from what I've read, not only are these employees loyal to you, but you're loyal to them as well.
Absolutely.
Job security
Yes,
for them, right?
Absolutely. We've started a lot of young men and a couple of young women that have come in that, well, they're going to college, and this is the field that they're wanting to pursue. And, you know, we work with them with their time schedule, and gradually, you know, as they progress, they join the union and they become
And they can make a
employees.
good living?
They certainly can, with all the benefits and salary and such.
How many women have come into this place now, in the repair shop and working and repairing
we have
motors?
We have a woman that has been there, and we have one girl that does a lot of prep work and maintenance and assisting in the shop.
All right, another call. Good morning, you're on Connect with Me. Your question?
Hi. Up to how far away do her customers come from? Because, I mean, in 25 years that I've done industrial maintenance, I mean, I've seen that stamp or those motors in Texas. I mean,
We have not purposely gone to Texas. It was by request to supply a company there. However, we have done work on the BART system in the Bay Area, and we have done work in Southern California for a company, but primarily our focus is on the Central Valley.
Right, but
Yeah.
you do,
Mostly
you do
Modesto
venture
to
out.
Bakersfield.
You do venture
yes,
out occasionally.
a specialized project that we have the talent and the equipment to handle. We have done
Was
special.
that kind of your father's mission statement, is to keep it local here?
Pretty much, yeah. He loved Fresno and the San Joaquin Valley. He loved it here. And this is where he wanted to flourish and take care of the community.
How many employees do you have, roughly speaking?
Well, I'm not going to include the Cedar Avenue Recycling or Red Rock or IWS. I think at the electric motor shop right now we have 45 employees.
45 employees, and you
Right.
provide a great living.
Yep.
If they choose to come in.
If they choose to come in, right.
Yeah, and you've been doing this for years, and how is it, I got to ask you one more question before we go to break, we're running short on time here, but how is it that in this day and age you can provide such great job security for your employees?
I guess it's because of our customer service
And loyalty to
and
them.
loyalty to them, and you know, it's a give and take. If you take good care of them, they'll be more than willing and happy to work and
take
give
care of you.
and take
Yeah.
care of the. And I think
And apparently they've done that.
I think the company also comes itself with the pride of the position of working for Electric Motor Shop, because it is
Yeah.
such a good company to work for, and they know that we take care of our employees.
Yeah,
and
I'll
we
bet
give
they love
quality.
working for your dad.
Yeah.
I'll bet they
Oh
do.
boy, he was he could have been a dynamo in his days, I'll tell you.
Yeah, but I'll bet they highly respected him
I
and
think the
probably
other
look
thing
forward to
too,
coming to
that
work.
the magnitude of variety of the work that can be provided by our company also is another incentive for
Right.
learning and you know,
advancing.
and
Yeah.
advancing. And we are doing our best to keep up with technology, with PLCs and automated controls and such. So there's a challenge there also.
Running long, got to go to break. Back with Sally Caglia in just a moment.
1 Adam 12.
This is Adam 12. It stars Martin Milner as Officer Pete Malloy, Kent McCord as Officer Jim Reed.
1 Adam 12, roger.
This black and white patrol car has an overhead valve V8 engine. It develops 325 horsepower at 4,800 RPMs. It accelerates from 0 to 60 in 7 seconds. It has a top speed of 120 miles an hour. The automobile has 2 shotgun racks, one attached to the bottom portion of the front seat, one in the vehicle trunk.
You want me to drive?
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
And back here with Sally Caglia, and we do have a quick phone call here. Quickly, caller, you're on the air. What's your question?
I'd want to comment about EMS. Great business. Worked with them in contracts. Also, they rewired my grandfather's antique drill. Just the customer service is everything. And that is what is the reason that they're still around. It's everything.
Thank you.
You should be proud,
Thank you.
Sally.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for the call.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Take a look at it. One more piece of videotape here, and you talk about the motors that this company takes care of and repairs. All sorts of motors, right? I mean,
everything from a
runs the
fractional
gamut.
size for like a fish pond pump, all the way up to 1,500 horsepower motors that run large turbines and pumps out on the
So
west
if you have
side
a
and
pump
field.
at home that runs your pool, and you need it repaired, take it into your place.
Yeah, we have motor replacement. Most of the time, on a small motor like that, we can replace it. If it's something minor that can be repaired, we can take care of it.
Oh, okay. What are we looking at here? That's inside your shop.
Okay,
there, right?
that appears to be a motor that is going to be or is being in the process of being rewound and cleaned up, and it looks like it's been in a fire or some such.
Right.
That's been damaged. And it's probably in there for rewiring, and it's probably a critical piece of equipment for a company somewhere. So they'll be getting it out.
And so we're looking at all types of various equipment and motors here that you people repair and have been doing that for
we
years.
rewind the stators, we rewind the armatures, the whole thing. We can take it from top to bottom.
Right. Okay.
Install it, take it out, replace it, whatever is required.
So it seems like, from what I'm getting today, and let's run one more piece of videotape as I ask this question. It's in the warehouse, by the way. It seems like not only the people who worked for your father or worked for your company at some time, whether it be the Warner's Theater or the electric shop, but it seems like the customers as well have trust and respect in your company. And does that emanate from your father or
I think it's just the
what?
culture that he developed there and the reputation of the company over the years of integrity and honesty and to give value to the customer for what they're getting and the ingenuity for doing some things in a better, less expensive, but more efficient way, the innovation and technology that we've been able to provide.
Do you think, Sally, have you ever thought about this? If this company were to start up, say, today, could you make it?
It'd be really tough.
Because why?
Well, for one, we're well known and we have a good reputation, and so we're their first line of defense, I would say, in case of an installation or a repair. However,
so it'd be tougher today to start up.
Oh, definitely. Oh, and with all the rules and regulations that are
in place.
Yes, government rules and regulations. It's difficult.
Another quick call. Caller, you're on the air. We've got about 30 seconds. Go ahead.
I would like to compliment Sally Marie on the wonderful way she talked about her father and all the work that he's done and everything that he inspired many people in his life.
Thank you. I appreciate the call very much. We're short on time.
I'm her aunt.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You think it would cost millions to try to start up a business like this today?
Definitely. Just the equipment that you saw in the video in the shop, the lathes and the metering and just the equipment alone would be
enormous.
Several $1 million, right?
Several $1 million.
And then stock all the tools and the trucks and what. Yeah.
And the employees and the regulations.
Yes, it would take quite a bit to initiate it. Something like, not that it can't be done. An innovative person could probably do it, but it would take a lot of capital to get started with. Yes,
right, and much more capital than it did in 1913.
Absolutely,
obviously,
growing from little to big. Yeah.
Yeah, Sally, always good to see you.
Oh, thank
Continue
you, John.
Success. Would you come back again sometime? We'd love to have you.
Talked much about it, but. We got off on a few odds and ends, but I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, well, thank you very much, and continued success over there, and don't retire anytime soon.
Oh.
Your customers love you. All
Thank
right,
you.
Sally Caglia, the Electric Motor Shop, been around for 100 years. We're back tomorrow with another edition of Connect with Me. We are going to talk to a World War II veteran. Looking forward to that conversation. Back tomorrow. Stay safe, be good, and happy holidays.